I walked into my high school reunion, and a woman I'd never met slapped me across the face. She said, "How dare you show up here after what you did to me?" My face was still stinging. I stood there frozen. She was maybe 32, 33, blonde hair, shaking with anger. I'd never seen her before in my life. "I'm sorry," I managed. "I think you have me confused with someone else." She laughed, but there was no humor in it. "Confused? You think I could ever forget your face?" She stepped closer. "You're pathetic." Then she turned and walked away. I looked around the room. People were staring. Not curious stares, hostile ones. A group by the bar whispering and pointing at me. Two women near the photo booth shaking their heads in disgust. I came here tonight to reconnect with old friends, to reminisce about football games and prom. Now I was standing in the middle of a room full of people who looked at me like I was a monster, and I had no idea why. I pushed through the crowd looking for anyone who might actually talk to me. I found Nate by the bar. We used to be close. I grabbed his arm. "Nate, tell me what's going on. That woman slapped me and I have no idea who she is." He looked at my hand on his arm, then at my face. "You've got a lot of nerve showing up here after what you did to Molly." "I don't know anyone named Molly." He laughed bitterly. "Sure you don't." He pulled away and disappeared into the crowd. I saw Jezebel across the room. We dated briefly junior year. She was the only one not staring at me with hatred, just sadness. I walked toward her. She saw me coming and her whole body tensed. "Jezebel, please. Everyone keeps talking about Molly and Daryl's party. I don't know what they're talking about." She looked around nervously, then lowered her voice. "You really don't remember? I wasn't at Daryl's party. I was out of town. My grandmother was dying." She studied my face. "Molly said you took her upstairs." She was too drunk to say no. I felt sick. That wasn't me. I swear to God that wasn't me. Before she could respond, someone grabbed my shoulder and spun me around. A fist connected with my jaw. I hit the floor hard. A man was standing over me, big, furious. "That's for my sister." Someone pulled him back before he could hit me again. I touched my lip, blood on my fingers. Someone else threw a drink in my face while I was still on the ground. The crowd was circling now. Voices everywhere. "He should be arrested. 15 years and no consequences. He just vanished like a coward." I struggled to my feet, grabbed a chair for support. A man I didn't recognize pushed through the crowd, looked at me with cold eyes. "Molly described everything. Your name, your face, that green Letterman jacket with the white sleeves, the one everyone knew you wore. The jacket. I remembered that jacket. I'd let my roommate borrow it the weekend I left town. My best friend's senior year. The guy who drove me to the bus station when I left to see my grandmother. Jakob." I looked up and scanned the room, found him standing near the back, alone, arms crossed. He wasn't glaring at me like everyone else. He was watching, waiting. And when our eyes met, he smiled. Not a friendly smile, a satisfied one, like he was enjoying this. 15 years of rage hit me all at once. I started walking toward him. The crowd parted. Jakob's smile faded. He started backing toward the door. "It was you," I said. My voice echoed through the silent room. "You borrowed my jacket that weekend. You went to Daryl's party. You did this." Jacob laughed, but it sounded forced. "You're delusional, man. Everyone knows it was you." I kept walking. I was 6 hours away watching my grandmother die. I have the hospital records, the bus tickets. My mom can tell you exactly where I was. Jacob bumped into someone behind him. He was trapped. I stopped a few feet away. "You gave her my name. You wore my jacket, and you let me take the blame for 15 years. The room was dead silent. I turned to Molly. She was frozen, eyes wide. "When he introduced himself to you that night, did you know him before that moment, or did you just believe the name he gave you?" Her voice shook. I'd never met him before. He just walked up to me and said his name. "My name." "Yes." I turned back to Jacob. "Show them your senior yearbook photo. Show them what you looked like 15 years ago, before the weight, before the hair loss." Jacob's mask finally cracked. "You can't prove anything." "I don't have to prove anything. You just did." Molly made a sound behind me, something between a gasp and a sob. I turned. She was staring at Jacob. Her whole body was shaking. "It was you," she whispered. "The whole time. It was you." Nobody stopped Jacob from leaving. He slipped out the back while everyone was still processing what just happened. Molly collapsed into a chair. Her brother stood beside her, staring at nothing. People started walking toward me. Nate, Jezebel, others I hadn't spoken to in 15 years, all of them with apologies on their faces. I didn't want to hear it. I turned and walked toward the exit, didn't look back. Jezebel caught up to me in the parking lot. "Where are you going?" I stopped, looked back at the building. The reunion I'd been excited about for months. The friends I wanted to reconnect with. The memories I wanted to revisit. "Home," I said. "I got what I came for." She tilted her head. "What's that?" I opened my car door. "Closure." I drove off before she could respond.